Hello students, today we are going to start the new topic, that dimensional analysis. The dimensional analysis is a very important topic for the physics. With help of the dimensional analysis we can prove so many derivations of physics, and we can check the consistency of an equation. Okay, and that we can also convert that one unit system into the another unit system. So first of all, we discuss that how is their dimension. So the dimension of a physical quantity, we know that the physical quantity is the quantity which can be measurable. Okay, and there is a two type of different physical quantities. One is the basic fundamental quantities, and second one is the derived quantities. So that dimensions, actually the dimension of a physical quantity is described by the nature of that physical quantity is described by its dimension, means dependency of a physical quantity on the other quantities. But if a quantity is a fundamental quantity, if a physical quantity is a fundamental quantity, then it does not depends on any of the other quantity. So the dimension of that fundamental quantity is simply represented by one letter, that like that length. The dimension of that length is L. Dimension of the time is represented by the T, and the dimension of that mass is represented by the M. Dimension of the current is represented by the ampere. Okay, so the way we can represent the current with help of the A. Now the temperature, Kelvin K. Mole, quantity of matter, sorry, quantity of matter is represented by the mole, that is the MOL, mole. And the intensity is represented by the candela, that is the CD. So these are the 7 fundamental quantities, and these 7 fundamental quantities are represented by the L, T, M, A, K, MOL and CD. And all other that quantities, these are the derived quantities, and the derived quantities are represented in the term of the fundamental quantities. Like example, if you want to derive, if you want to derive the dimensional formula of a velocity. So velocity, so what is the dependency of that velocity? Velocity is equal to displacement upon time. And actually the dimension of the displacement, the significance of the displacement and the length is the same. Both are dependent on the measurement. So measurement of a length. Okay, so that displacement, we can represent the displacement in the term of L, and the time is T. So the dimension of that velocity V is equal to LT minus 1. The dimension of that velocity is LT minus 1. So we so all the physical quantities can be expressed in the term of the 7 base or the fundamental quantities, that is mass, length, time, electric current, and the thermotemperature, intensity of light, amount of substance, and raised to some powers. Okay, the dimensions of a physical quantity are the power or exponent to which the fundamental or base quantity are raised to represent that quantity. So like example area. So area is dependent on the length, square of that length. Okay, so the dimension of a physical quantity are the power to which the fundamental or base quantity are raised to represent that quantity. Here that area is the physical quantity represented in the term of the fundamental quantity length. Okay, so the relation between that area and length is that area is the square of that length. So here power is 2. Okay, so the fundamental or base quantity are raised to represent that quantity, are the powers to which the fundamental or base quantity are raised to represent that quantity. Okay, now using the bracket, that bracket around a quantity means that we are dealing with the dimensions of that quantity, like that L square. It means we are dealing here, we are dealing with the dimensions of the given quantity. Now here we can divide that all the physical quantities in the two different categories. One is the variable and another is the constant. So some quantities are variable and some quantities are constant. Okay, so now how we can find the dimension of that variable and constant. Okay, so first one is the dimensional quantity of, it means the variable dimension quantities. So dimension quantity is a physical quantity which have dimensions. Okay, dimensional quantities is a physical quantities which have dimensions. For example, speed, acceleration, momentum, torque, all these are called the dimensional quantities, variable dimensional quantities. Second one, though some quantities having they're not having the dimensions, so that quantity is called the dimensionless quantities. The dimensional quantity is the physical quantity which has no dimensions. For example, relative density, refractive index and strength, because that refractive index, like that refractive index, we can talking about the refractive index. So refractive index, what is the formula of that refractive index? The formula of refractive index is C upon V. Then speed of light in a air divided by speed of light in a medium. So in both terms the dimensions are same. Okay, here the dimensions are same, so that refractive index is a dimensionless quantity. Like that strain is also a dimensionless quantity, because the formula of that strain is del L upon L. So that strain is also a dimensionless quantity, and the relative density is also a dimensionless quantity, because that relative density is also a ratio of a density of a material. The relative density is a comparison of a density of material with the density of water. Okay, so all these are the dimensionless quantities. Okay, and then the dimensional constants. So there is some constant in a physics which are having the dimensions. Okay, like the universal gas constant, universal gravitational constant, sorry, Planck constant, Hubble constant, Stephen constant, Wien constant, Boltzmann constant. All these constants are having the dimensions. Okay, so that are called the dimensional constant. Now, and some of the constants are not having the dimensions. It means so that constants are called the dimensionless constant. So that dimensional constant is a constant which has no dimensions, like 5, 0.38, pi. All these constants means all the numbers are dimensionless constant. All the numbers are dimensionless constant. Dimensional formula and dimensional equation. The equation which shows the how and which of the base quantities or fundamental quantity represent the dimension of a physical quantity is called the dimensional formula. Okay, of the given physical quantity. Like the dimensional formula of a area is L square. Dimensional formula of a volume is equal to L cube. Dimensional formula of that density, that density is represented by the rho. So density is mass upon volume. So the dimensional formula of density is ml minus 3. Dimensional formula for the velocity is equal to lt minus 1. Dimensional formula of acceleration is equal to lt minus 2. So all these are called the dimensional formula. Okay, and the dimensional formula for the energy, dimensional formula of the any of the physical quantity. So a dimensional formula of a physical quantity is representing the dependency of a physical quantity on the basic fundamental quantities. So there are the 7 basic fundamental quantities, but we can represent generally the dimension formula of any of the physical quantity in the term of m, l and t. Like if you want to write the standard form of the dimension formula of velocity, then we write here velocity is equal to m to the power 0, L to the power 1 and T to the power minus 1. So it is the standard formula of velocity. We have to represent the dimension of velocity in the term of mass, length and time. Okay, but we can represent the dimension of velocity in term of the 7 fundamental quantities. Okay, but generally we can represent the dimension of any of the physical quantity in the term of m, l and t. But if you want to represent the dimension of that charge, if you want to represent the dimension formula of that charge, so we know that the charge is equal to current into time, because the current is equal to q by t. Current is equal to q by t. So what is the dimension of that q? Here the current and the time is the fundamental quantity. So the dimension formula of that q is, we can write that dimension formula of the q is m to the power 0, L to the power 0, T to the power minus 1 and A to the power 1. T to the power plus 1 and A to the power 1. Or we can write it generally in the form that is the AT. Okay, so the Q is the dimension formula of Q is 8T. Okay, so that is the dimensional formula of any of the physical quantity. Okay, now examples I have already given some most of the example, and equations obtained by equating a physical quantity with its dimension formula is called the dimensional equation of the physical quantity. An equation obtained by the equating a physical quantity with its dimensional formula is called the dimensional equation of a physical quantity. Like example, that V is equal to m naught L cube T naught. I have already given them. Okay. Now, in the physics, some of the quantities having the same dimensional formula. Some of the quantities having the same dimension formula, like length, length, height, distance, displacement, displacement, that wavelength, radius, diameter. Okay, and then distance, displacement, length, height, breadth. Okay, all these are having the same dimensional formula represented by the L. So all these physical quantities having the same significance, that dimension is equal to L. All are representing the measurement of length. Okay, now like that energies, all the energy, all types of energies are having the same dimension formula. Okay, so first of all we find the dimension formula for energy. So the what is the dimension formula for energy, or we can say the dimension formula for a work. Work and energy are both are the same things, that work is converted into the energy and energy is converted into the work. So the what is the dimension formula for what? How we can find the dimension formula for any of the physical quantity? So like we can take the dimension for, we want to find the dimensional formula of work. Okay, so that work is, we know that the work is equal to force into displacement, force into displacement. Okay, now but that force is not a fundamental quantity. So now again we can divide that, we can convert that force into the other quantities, like that mass into acceleration into displacement. Okay, here mass is the fundamental quantity, displacement is the fundamental quantity, but that acceleration is not a fundamental quantity. So again we can convert that acceleration into the fundamental quantities. So we know that the acceleration is equal to velocity upon time, velocity upon time into displacement. Now again that velocity is not a fundamental quantity, so we just convert that velocity into the fundamental quantity. Okay, now that mass, velocity is equal to length upon time. So length, oh sorry, we can that displacement upon time. So it is equal to displacement of length upon time square into displacement. Okay, now all that work, now we convert that work into the fundamental quantities: mass, length, time, displacement. All these are the fundamental quantities. Okay, so now write the dimension formula of each of the fundamental quantity, then we get a dimension of that work. So that what is the value of that, just a minute, yeah. So what is the dimension formula for mass? M, length, displacement, that is equal to L square, and time, so that is equal to T minus 2. Okay, so the dimension formula of work is ml square T minus 2. Okay, now what is the dimension formula for force? You can easily find the dimension formula of force. The dimension formula of force is mass, so m L square T minus 1, that is, it is the dimensional formula for force. Okay, now if you want to find the dimensional formula for energy, okay, so then what is the dimensional formula for energy? That energy is like kinetic energy 1 upon 2 mv square. So it is 1 upon 2 m L T minus 1 whole square. The dimensional formula for that constant is 0, because it is a dimensionless quantity, but we are never put there here 0. Okay, we just ignore the dimension of that 1 upon 2. Okay, so that is equal to mlt minus ml square T minus 2. So the dimensional formula of the kinetic energy is again ml square t minus 2. Then dimension formula for the potential energy. Okay, so it is equal to m, and the acceleration due to gravity, here the g is representing the acceleration due to gravity, and that acceleration due to gravity and acceleration both are having the same significance, so both are having the same dimensional formula. Okay, so the dimensional formula for acceleration is lt minus 2, lt minus 2, and the height is equal to l. Again the dimensional formula is ml square t minus 2. So with help of all these three dimensional formulas, that work, potential energy and kinetic energy, work, potential energy, kinetic energy, all these three quantities having a same dimensional formula. It means most of in the physics, some of the quantities are having the same dimensional formulas. Okay, so you may also you may also find the pair of the different visual quantities which are having the same dimensional formula. It is homework for you. Okay, so there is a list of physical quantities having the same dimensional formula: impulse, momentum, work, energy, torque, moment of force, angular momentum, Planck constant, rotational stress, pressure, modulus of elasticity, energy density. So there is so many pairs of physical quantities are having the same dimensional formula. Okay, now our next topic is dimensional analysis and its applications. So there's a three basic application of the dimensional analysis. First application is to check the relation among the physical quantity by using the dimensions. Okay, so dimensional is a tool to find out or check the relation among the physical quantity by using their relations. Okay, and when magnitude of two or more physical quantities are multiplied, their units should be treated in the same manner or ordinary algebraic or symbol. It is a very important concept that, like, if you write here, wait for a minute, yes, here, that velocity is the product, velocity is the, or we can write the displacement. The displacement is a product of velocity and time. Okay, so when the magnitude of two or more physical quantities are multiplied, their units should be treated in the same manner. Like the unit of that velocity is meter per second and it is equal to time. Okay, so the unit of time is second, so second cancel, the unit of displacement is meter, and the second example is momentum. Momentum is equal to mass into velocity. Okay, so when the physical quantity is the product of two different quantities, then the dimensional formula is equal to the simply dimensional formula is equal to the product of the dimensions of the two quantities or two different quantities. Okay, so we can just multiply the dimension of the both the quantities, that mass m and that lt minus 1. We can we have also already discussed in our previous slide how we can find the dimension formula for a physical quantity. Okay, now the second one, we can cancel identical units in the numerator and denominator. Yeah, in the example of displacement, we can cancel that same physical quantities, units of same physical quantity from the numerator and the denominator. Okay, the next one is similar physical quantities represent the similar physical quantities represented by the symbol on both sides of a physical equation must have the same dimensions. Okay, and then the applications of that dimensional analysis. So the application of the dimensional analysis first application of the dimensional analysis is to check the dimensional consistency of an equation, that is called the principle of homogeneity. Okay, and second one, to convert units in one unit system to the another unit system. Third one is to derive the relation between the physical quantities based on certain reasonable assumptions. Okay, so simply there is the three applications of the dimension analysis. First one is to check the consistency, second one is converting one unit system into the another unit system, and third one is derive the relation among the various physical quantities. Okay. So first application is checking the dimensional consistency of equation. So first of all, discuss the principle of homogeneity. So what is the principle of homogeneity? The magnitude of physical quantities may be added together or subtract from one another only if they have the same dimensions. You can only add or subtract the physical quantity that are having the same dimensions. So okay, so like that, if you want to add that, is there any possibility of an physical quantity in which we can add mass into time? Can we add that mass into time? Answer is no. Can we add that velocity into time? Sorry, symbol. Can we add that velocity into time? Answer is no. We never add that kilogram into the second. Okay, so and we are never that, can we can we subtract that mass from the time? The answer is no. So we cannot subtract or add a physical quantity having different dimensions. We always subtract or add a quantities having the same dimensional, uh, having the same dimensions. Okay, so it is called the principle of homogeneity. That is called the principle of homogeneity. Okay, so that example, uh, equation is v equal to u plus at. It is the best example. V equal to u plus at. So here that velocity is added into the velocity. Okay, because the the dimension of that at is also is equal to the dimension of velocity. Okay, like that, the velocity of what is the dimension of that initial velocity? The dimension of that initial velocity is lt minus 1. Now the dimension of that final velocity is also lt minus 1. Okay, now what is the dimension of that acceleration? That is equal to lt minus 2 into t. So when we multiply t minus 2 into t, then again we get the lt minus 1. So it means that equation is consistent because the each and every term having the same dimensions, each and every terms having the same dimensions, though, so that equation having the significance in the physics. Okay, but if an equation like that, that v is equal to u square plus 80, yeah, we can say that v square equal to u square plus 80. Can that equation having the significance in the physics? Can that equation is the that can equation is homogeneous, obey the principle of homogeneity? The answer is no, because the dimension of that 80 and the dimension of that u square is not same. Okay, so never add the two quantities having the different dimensions. Okay, so that is the principle of homogeneity, and it is also called, it is the first application of a dimension analysis, that checking the dimensional consistency of equation. Okay, so it is not a dimensionally consistent, that equation is not a dimensionally consistent. Okay, some another example is like, yeah, we want to find the consistency of different equations like that, s equal to ut plus half at square. Is this equation is dimensionally correct? Then our answer is yes, this equation is dimensionally correct. Why? So here we check the consistency of that equation. So what is the principle of homogeneity? That two, if the two physical quantities are adding or subtracting, then the dimension of that quantities are having the dimension of that quantities must be same. Okay, so here the dimension of that ut is equal to dimension of that half at square, and if that it is the physical equation, so the dimension of that LHS is must be equal to the dimension of that RHS. Okay, it means all these three terms having, or if that all these three terms having the same dimensions, then that equation is consistent. And if that all three terms does not having a same dimension, that then that equation is equation is inconsistent. Okay, so let's we check that the consistency of the equations. So what is the dimension of that S means displacement L ut lt minus 1 into t plus the dimension of that 1 upon 2 is that 1 upon 2 is the dimensionless constant, so we can just ignore the dimension of that 1 upon 2. Now the dimension of that lt minus 2, and it is equal to dimension of that t square. So all these three terms are having the same dimensions, L plus L. So this equation is dimensionally correct. Okay, so we can just to check any of the physical equation. Okay, we can just check with the dimension analysis is with the help of the dimension analysis the consistency of the correctness of that given physical equation. Some another famous equations are that like W equal to 1 upon 2 mv square minus 1 upon 2 mu square. It is called the work energy theorem. Work energy theorem. Work energy theorem. Okay, so all these equations are consistent. Okay, we can easily check the consistency of that. Okay, so let's discuss one another example to check the dimensional consistency of v square equal to u square plus 2s. So first of all, the dimensions of the quantity involved in the equation. First of all, you write the dimensions of quantities involved in the equation. First step, that is the step number 1. Here it is the step first. Okay, now so u, v, a, s, and also in this equation these four variables or the four physical quantities are involved. Okay, so that first of all we write the dimension of u, v, a, and s, then substituting the dimensions in the given equation. So our equation is equal to mlt minus chi square equal to m. Okay, note that. What is the note? Here the constant 2 in the term 2as does not have n dimensions because it is the dimensionless constant. It is called the dimensionless constant. It is the dimensionless constant. Okay, now then by calculating the equation we get the each term having the same dimensions. So each term of the above equation is having the same dimension. It means that equation is, therefore the given equation is dimensionally correct or dimensionally consisting. Now the second application of the dimension analysis, conversion of units in one system into the another system. So the units are derived from the dimensions and the dimensions are derived from the actual formula of the physical quantity. We can easily, if the dimensions are known for a physical quantity, then it is easy to express it in the any of the unit system, either it in FPS, CGS, MKS or SI system. Okay, so uh, the measurement of any of the physical quantity is written in the form of like x is written in the form of nu. Here that n is the number, and or we can say that n is the magnitude of a physical quantity, and that u is the unit of that physical quantity. So when the unit of the physical quantity is changed, then automatically the magnitude of the physical quantity also change. Like if we here the length of an wire or length of an rod is equal to 10 meter. So 10 is the number, or we can say the magnitude, and the m is the unit. Okay, now if you want to convert that meter into the centimeter, then that 10 centimeter is equal to what is the, we can say that the 10 meter is equal to 1000 centimeter. 1000 centimeter. When, so it means that when that unit is changed, then automatically the number is changed. So we can write it as that n1 u1 is equal to n2 u2. That n1 u1 is equal to n2 u2, because the significance of the length The significance of that physical quantity, or we can say that the length of that physical quantity is not changed, but we can, when we convert the length into the one unit system to the another unit system, then the magnitude of that quantity is changed. Okay, so with help of this concept we can easily convert you we can easily convert the unit system of a physical quantity from one system to the another system. Okay, okay, like that. So here in place of the unit we can write the dimensional formula. We can just write the dimensional formula. So here n2 is equal to n1 m1 upon m to the power a, l1 upon l to the power b, and t to the power t to the power c. That is the formula. That is the formula to finding the n2. Okay, that is the formula for finding the n2. So here then n1 and n2 are the magnitude in the respective system of the unit. The smaller the unit, bigger the magnitude of a physical quantity, and vice versa. Okay, for example, so 1 meter equal to 100 centimeter. So 1 Newton equal to 10 to the power 5 dyne. So here Newton is the bigger and the dyne is the smaller. Okay, now we want to convert the 1 joule into the 1 erg. So as we know that joule is the MKS unit system, and that erg is CGS unit system of energy, or we can say that work. So our formula is N1 M1 L1 T1 to the power ABC to N2 M2 L2 T2 the power ABC. The dimensions, the power of each of the fundamental quantity is same for the physical quantity, because both are having the same significance, both dimensions, both are having the same dimension, that is equal to the energy. Okay, now we want to convert 1 joule into the 1 erg. So here the N2 is equal to N1 M1 upon M2 A, L1 upon L2 B, and T1 upon T2 C. So what is the dimension formula of that work, or that energy? ml square T minus 2. So here the A is equal to 1, B is equal to 2, and C is equal to minus 2. Okay, now put the value of mass, put the value of that mass for two different unit system. The first unit system is MKS. Second unit system is CGS. Okay, so in MKS unit system the value of that joule is 1. So we can put N1 equal to 1. Now if we write that mass, the unit of that mass in the MKS unit system is kilogram. So we can just write is equal to 1 kilogram. Okay, but here we want to convert that kilogram into the gram, CJ system. So 1 kilogram is equal to 1000 gram. So here we can write 1 gram to the power 1. Then second one, length. So that 100 centimeter is equal to the 1 meter. So we can write here 100 centimeter to the power 2. And third one, 1 second upon 1 second, because both in the both format in CGS and MKS the unit of the time is second. Okay, now we calculate that gram we can, so the that value of N2 is equal to 1000 into 10 to the power 4, 1000 into 10 to the power 4. So that is equal to 10 to the power 7. N2 is equal to 10 to the power 7. Okay, so that 1 joule 1 joule is equal to 10 to the power 7 erg. It is the unit conversion for the energy from the MKS system to the CGS system. You can also see
that conversion of 1 joule into the work 1 erg in a systematic manner. Here that n1 joule equal to n2 erg. So magnitude n1 equal to 1, n2 equal to, we don't know the magnitude of that energy into the CGS system, but we know that 1 kg is equal to 1000 gram, 1 meter equal to 100 centimeter, and 1 second is equal to 1 second. And in the dimensional formula we get the value of that a, b and c, that is equal to 1, 2, minus 2. Then putting the value of all these values, putting the value of that a, b and c in the formula, then we get the n2 is equal to 10 to the power 7. So in this manner we can easily convert one unit system into the another unit system. So I think it is enough for that lecture, and the remaining concept we will discuss in our next lecture or in our next video.